Shalom, friends. I've just wanted to share a story of the Tzaddikim regarding a famous rabbi that passed away 12 years ago. His name was Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu, who actually passed away. It happened to be on the same day as I personally had got engaged to my wife. So he was actually a fantastic, great rabbi. So many miracles he performed, and was known as a leading rabbinic authority all across Israel. In fact, he was the Chief Rabbi of Israel between the years 1983 to 1993, and he passed away at the age of 81. There's many fantastic stories about him, and one specifically that sticks to mind is a story regarding the Etrog during the festival of Sukkot. Okay, so what was the story that happened? One time there was a very rich, wealthy man that came to Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu with full of arrogance and full of joy and pride, and he showed him he just had purchased a $1,000 Etrog, and showed him, look how incredible it is, how fantastic it is, with full of pride. So Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu looked at it quickly and said, wow, looks like a beautiful Etrog aesthetically. So he quickly posed a question to the man, and he said, did you buy your wife a present for the Chag? So the guy muttered the answer, no, in a quiet tone. So Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu looked back at him, looked very quickly at the Etrog, and he said the word pasul, straight away, invalid. And the guy was startled, because Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu was well known to not usually invalidate an Etrog during Sukkot. He usually either say it is beautiful, muhudar, or it's good, it's valid, or if he was not so happy with it, he wouldn't necessarily say the word pasul, invalid, he would say to buy a different one. But over here, straight away, he said it's invalid. So the guy was startled and said, well, you know, why? So he says, he looked at the Etrog and showed him the bottom, and hidden under there was a protruding hole under the stem at the bottom of the Etrog, which actually does invalidate it. So the guy was startled and he left. He was disappointed, obviously, that this $1,000 Etrog is not going to be valid. So they asked him, the students came to him and asked him, you know, this invalid, it's such a beautiful Etrog. So he says, how did you know that there's a good chance that this could be invalidated? So many of your Etrogim, you say, are muhudar, are beautiful. So he says that this guy came in with a lot of arrogance, a lot of pride. And it must have been that there must have been a flaw to it, because he clearly isn't keeping the other mitzvot of gladdening his wife. We learn in Masechet Pesachim, in page 109, that there's a mitzvah to gladden a wife during the Chag, derived from V'samachta v'chagecha, and this guy clearly hadn't attained to it. So I quickly knew that there must have been an issue. And we actually know that the Hasidim, they also do point out and say that the word Etrog in Hebrew is acronym of Al Tevoni Regel Ga'ava. This means, let not haughtiness come with me. And we see in this case, he came very haughty with a lot of pride. So we knew there was an issue. So the moral lesson which we could learn from this is that one should do things with humbleness. And Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu was able to discern that. And this is just one of many great stories regarding him. I'd like to dedicate this in Refuah Shlema to Yosef ben Edna, to have full Refuah Shlema and get better. Have a fantastic day.